Hello, Internet, and welcome to
What the fuck?
S.M.A.F.
It's like every time you announce the name of our show, it just becomes more unintelligible.
Dude, next time it's just gonna be, and welcome to.
Welcome to
No, it's S.M.A.F. Stroke my American footballs, and we're gonna talk about American football. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the picks we made last week. There is one news story.
And let's introduce ourselves real quick. First,
Yes, my name is Riddler saying, I told you the Dolphins won. I was right.
damn it. This is Rattan saying, you know, they should when they're doing some sort of fair in the middle of town, they shouldn't be able to block 4 to 5 blocks worth of street, so you can't get to, so you can't actually, so it makes that much harder to get to your bus stop, and you end up being late to work.
This is LA, and I'm just going to say I'm probably not going to win, but I kind of came in knowing that.
And he's okay with that, folks. Just so we know that. He is totally fine with that. We were... Huh?
I said, fuck it.
Fuck it. Why not? So there's only really one news story I want to talk about, guys. And that is the Colts-Browns trade of Trent Richardson. This is apparently breaking news, folks, as the Cleveland Browns, arguably one of the worst teams in the league, decided to trade Trent Richardson away, the running back, one of the, I'd say maybe more, higher, more famous running backs at least, Trent Richardson, and they picked up I believe, a 2014 first round pick. So
Actually, what it looks like is it looks like they signed Willis McGahee.
So let's see, they got a pick for. I don't know.
That's the headline just below it.
Oh, so
They might have traded someone and signed
I'm
someone.
pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, Willis McGahee is a running back.
I don't know. I mean, I know they traded him and they got a first round pick. They get that first round pick whoever they sign, dude.
Yeah. The second story basically says, a stunning trade of Trent Richardson has left a massive void in the Cleveland Browns backfield. They're not wasting any time attempting to fill it. Shortly after the Richardson deal became official, Browns announced that that free agent running back Willis McGahee is coming in for a physical.
And apparently,
So they're interested in signing him, but they're waiting for him to pass a physical. But they're basically saying it's not guaranteed that he will, because his season ended last year with a leg injury, and not to mention that he's going to be 32 this year.
Yeah. Look, Trent Richardson, he didn't really work out for the Browns. He was like the third overall. Then, like, the team's new regime basically just gave up on him because he wasn't doing that well. He is shocked and upset, apparently. He loved Cleveland, but apparently he's slowly understanding the benefits in Indy, one being you are playing for an infinitely better team. That's one thing to take into consideration there. Trent, do you think Trent Richardson is going to get any playing time on the Indianapolis on the Colts? I'll take that as a no.
There's another story that I'd like to read. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
oh, that's echo. don't know what's going on.
Nathan, you are echoing terribly. Yeah, Roxanne, continue.
But no.
Apparently
Better.
last week, Nadamik and Sue took a cheap shot during the game against the Cardinals, which like
That does not surprise me, dude. Ndamukong, like whenever someone says, "Dude, Ndamukong Suh was dirty again," I'm like, the sky is blue. Ray Rice.
no. He wasn't dirty. Someone else was dirty to him, and they actually questioned has his notorious history of put a target on his back.
Probably. People are like, this guy fights dirty. Let's get this asshole.
Yeah, I remember hearing like they were like interviewing him like after the chop block he made against the Vikings player, and he basically says, "I'm not going to change the way I play." I'm just like, fuck. Why the fuck is this guy still hasn't been suspended yet?
I have no idea.
Wasn't he suspended before? Like, why is this? Fuck suspending him. Throw him out of the fucking league. If you literally say shit like that, I mean, like, to me, you're just proving that no matter what, you're gonna continue to do this shit.
Yeah.
Why is he even still employed?
Because that's the way Detroit runs their business, dude. They don't give a shit about what Ndamukong Suh does. He's the fucking leader of their defense. They're fucking rewarding him for it, dude. Come on, it's Detroit. Are you really surprised?
Well, at the same time, he get doesn't you a lot of times don't they usually penalize shit like that pretty hard during the game? So
but it's Detroit and nobody gives a fuck, so they just kind of let it slide. That's all I can tell you, dude. It's Ndamukong Suh. Really, the only way anything will ever surprise me with Ndamukong Suh is if literally, like, next week he comes out saying he's a born-again Christian, and instead of tackling people, he just hugs everyone he comes into contact with.
Finally, it's not listed on the top stories anymore, but there was a story running about how Ray Rice was getting nasty tweets from fans because
oh no! Fans reacted badly to a game. Oh my god! Stop.
Well, he was getting nasty tweets from fans because of his performance, because mainly from a bunch of fans that had picked him as a fantasy running back.
Well, I'm like, fans overreacting.
That is really dumb. It's like, just because he doesn't do well for your fantasy, you're gonna tweet him with nasty shit.
It's the fucking
However,
NFL,
there is one thing about this, and I said this before we did the show. I said it to you guys earlier. To me, if I don't think he 100% does. I'm not going to say he deserved whatever he completely deserves it, but at the same time, I don't really have much sympathy for him unless the people tweeting it were tweeting like death threats or wishing death on him and his family members or stuff like that. Because if he didn't get anything that bad, then I really don't have much sympathy for him, considering the fact that he spat on a player during the game. So honestly, I'm not going to say he deserved it. All I'm going to say is what goes around comes around sometimes.
It's the fucking NFL. Seriously, if that's big news, that's ridiculous. Oh my god, fans are overreacting. What a fucking shock. It's the fucking NFL. Seriously. The only sports that overreact more to this kind of shit is the NHL and the MLB. Seriously, grow the fuck up. NFL, if you're making that headline news.
I've never really seen MLB
Oh, no, dude. Think about it. New York Yankees fans, Boston Red Sox fans. Those two clubs alone just reek of terrible fandoms.
At least football fans.
Well,
right.
and granted, I will say that a lot of then there's the bandwagon New York Yankee haters.
Yeah,
That's like,
I'm just saying those two clubs alone can give you good reason to say MLB has worse fandoms than the NFL, and those are two clubs. It's ridiculous how bad those fandoms are. But we will move on to the games, and we start off with a poor showing on both sides here. Why did either team show up? The New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. I wasn't exactly right because I picked the Jets to win, but I was totally right about the Patriots. They came in this not giving a damn.
Fun fact, I said that the Patriots were going to win by 3 points.
Yeah, you did. You said the Patriots were going to win by 3 points, and that's exactly what they won by. 13.
well, I think no, I think if anyone, Brady seemed to be trying it, just like his team was not helping him.
13 New England Patriots, 10 Jets. This game, I'm so glad I did not watch this game. It must have
It
been.
sounds like the best game ever, guys.
Mind you, it was raining, and a lot. There were a lot of games that had like either. There were a lot of games with like scattered rain, where the rain would start and then stop.
Mm.
However, it's like this. The story. It didn't. The weather didn't really seem to affect really any of the games at all, really. And this game was like a story. This is what it. This is how I describe this game. Patriots couldn't hold on to the ball.
Nope.
No, wait. Patriots couldn't catch the ball. Jets couldn't hold on to it after they caught the ball.
Yeah, it was just fucking. It was the fucking comedy hour. That fucking game was.
Yeah, Rex Ryan himself was like commenting on how many drops the Jets players were having.
Honestly, I'm sorry. I know you guys didn't have much time to practice, but the Jets tried and they still lost because it is the Patriots. But that game should say to both coaches, "Fucking practice." Jesus Christ!
You stop sucking.
That game must have been so boring. Game that wasn't so boring. The St. Louis Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. St. Louis Rams 24, Atlanta Falcons 31. Both teams are 1-1.
Where is the Falcons' defense?
It does not exist.
I think it exists to some extent. I don't think it's out and out horrible, but it's definitely there's some issues there, and I'm not sure what they are. If you're giving up 24 points to the Sam Bradford and the Rams, who
to Bullwinkle.
Yeah, to Bullwinkle and the Rams.
Bullwinkle.
To Bullwinkle, the greatest nickname for a football player ever. Bullwinkle.
I'm trying to remember what team Bullwinkle ended up trying out for, because there was an episode where he tried out for like a football team.
I don't know. It's great. The St. Louis Rams, led by Sam.
Bullwinkle. It was they called it Wasamata U.
What's the matter, you? That was it.
What's the matter, you?
Oh God, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Sometimes. Sam Bradford actually had Bullwinkle, had a good day passing wise. He had 352 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matt Ryan also had a good day, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns. This was the top receiver for the Rams was Givens. The top rusher was Richardson for the Rams. The top rusher for the Falcons was Snelling. And the top receiver for the Falcons was Jones. This was more of a shootout, really, for both teams, and Falcons just ended up winning the shootout. But their defense.
And the players in the receiving end, I don't know. Even I've never heard of these people. It's like, how do you let these complete no names that barely anyone's heard of get that many receiving yards on you? What the hell are you doing, Falcons?
It might just be that they were confused that they were up against a moose as a quarterback for the opposing team. It's like, what the fuck? What's Bullwinkle doing out on the field?
Moose.
Fucking moose. I know this team's called.
That's not a ram. That's a moose.
It's a fucking moose. What the fuck?
They should have beat the St. Louis Moose.
What the fuck do we do against a moose as a quarterback?
Well, is there a plural to moose?
It's probably like fish, where it's the same word.
I thought the plural for fish was fishes.
No, plural for fish is fish.
Yeah, it is.
All the fishes in the sea.
Fishes is not actually a word.
Well, some people say fishies.
Fishies. But yeah, the plural of fish is fish, like a school of fish. It's multiple fish. That's the plural.
Smart commentary.
Yeah, smart commentary. We'll move on to a game where what the fuck happened? San Diego Chargers 33, Philadelphia Eagles 30.
The Superchargers.
The Eagles had no defense, apparently. And
that was so weird to see just how lackluster that defense was against the Chargers.
Did they?
I watched that game. It was weird.
They wouldn't stop charging.
yeah.
I guess they got a new brand of Stickum, guys.
Well, apparently the best player on the team wasn't the one guy that had a field day wasn't just Rivers. It was Rivers had a great day, but I mean the key player for other than Philip Rivers was Eddie Royal.
I'm just saying, it seems that this new brand of Stickum is working because Philip Rivers got like 419 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that new brand of Stickum, Charger, is really working for you.
There was a really scary moment in this game, though, and it's really hard to tell if this was like a dirty hit or like he just did, or that I'm not really sure if he meant to hit him like the way he did, but there like a Philly Eagle player kind of went into Malcolm and his head like sort of compacted against his chest. It's like, oh, that looked bad. And he was out on his back for like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I haven't really heard like how badly he got hurt, but apparently he was able to actually take the plane like the bus ride or plane ride back with him. He was okay enough to do that. But yeah, they like carted him over. They actually showed him being. They showed the ambulance taking him away. It was bad.
Yeah,
it looked bad, man.
Would not be surprised if he's out for a while because of that. Wouldn't even be surprised if he ends up on IR because of that. Honestly, that was.
I'm gonna see if I can look up real quick.
Yeah, you look it up, and we'll move on to the next game. And it just makes me laugh at the randomness that is the Dallas Cowboys because week 1 they travel into they face the New York Giants and they win, and then they go to the Kansas City Chiefs and lose by 1 point, 16-17. Kansas City Chiefs win.
That's weird.
I don't get that at all. I mean, I will say this. Apparently, I was actually tempted to change my pick, and I really should have, because Dallas, after all those turnovers, like they were saying, and the coach has been basically saying, we're going this year. We're really trying to get turnovers because that was one of our big problems we had last year. We only had 16 total turnovers. We needed to improve. They felt like we didn't improve that number.
Well, I did pick the Chiefs,
And then
I'm happy I did.
and as far as I know, there were no turnovers. And here's the thing: someone mentioned Alex Smith, who is the KC quarterback, is not the type of quarterback to turn the ball over.
No, he does not. They got a really good fucking quarterback in Alex Smith. Like, he is fucking making that team. Seriously, he's like the only reason that team is succeeding. Him and Dwayne Bowe, actually. No, Dwayne Bowe's pretty good as well. Him and Dwayne Bowe are like the only reasons that team is succeeding. But it's just the randomness that is the Dallas Cowboys. Like, they score how many points against the Giants last week, was it? Like, fucking 40? Like, what was it last week? Let me just check real quick what the Cowboys actually scored. 36 points against the Giants. They only managed to get 16 points against the Chiefs. The fuck, Cowboys. The fuck. You make me confused all the time, Cowboys. You really do.
Tony Romo had a decent day. I mean, 30 of 42, 298 yards, 71% completion rating. So, what happened here?
This was that day.
I don't know, but I can tell you what happened with the next game. I proclaim myself Genius of the Week, because I was the only one.
No, Ali should be Genius of the Week
I
for
was
getting
the
you
only
point
one to
differential.
pick. No, I was the only one to pick this team. They came in underrated as fuck. Like, everyone in the pick'ems was going for the other team. We're like, no, this team can't get it done against the Colts. It's Andrew Luck. He's an amazing quarterback.
I said it was going to be close, not that they were going to get curb stomped.
No, I'm not
Get
saying
your
that
shit
you
right.
did. I'm not
Shit.
saying you said that. I'm saying
Fucker.
people in the pick'em. The people in the pick'em in general, like the percentages was way above for the Colts than it was for the Dolphins. And I was like, fucking Dolphins can win this. What are people talking about? I'm like, I'm fucking picking the Dolphins. And the fucking Dolphins got the job done. They had like 6 sacks against Andrew Luck. Fucking Ryan Tannehill got the job done in this game for like a quarterback in his second year. 319 yards, 1 touchdown. The top rusher was Lamar Miller, 69 yards for 1 touchdown. The top receiver was Michael Wallace, 115 yards for 1 touchdown.
Something? Just a quick sort of off-topic thing. I've noticed that these first 2 weeks in football, rushing totals are abysmal.
Yes, they are.
There's like barely anyone. There's barely anyone getting like a.
Well, you see, Rockton, it's a passing league now. Ugh. Seriously, fuck that comment. Fuck any commentator that says that. Well, you see, it's a passing league now, so when you do the running game, it's just not gonna work anymore. Fuck you.
It's like, that's so stupid that like teams are just like, okay, if your runner isn't okay, I can understand if your runner is having a tough time getting through, or you start falling behind, or the other team's like scoring a lot of points on you, and you just like, and you kind of have to score points quickly just to keep even with them. That makes sense that you would kind of abandon the run to a degree. I understand that. But there's there's games where like that's not happening, yet they're like abandoning the run way sooner than they should. They're just not. They're not even trying to run the ball.
Yeah. Well, All I
But
can
I
say
will
is
say this about this game. This game was actually pretty close.
it
I
was
mean,
pretty close.
the Colts almost did win. They went for a comeback, but Dolphins managed to stop them.
Yeah, Dolphins defense, dude, they got 6 sacks against Luck. It's fucking great. I'm like, yeah, that's how you fucking do it, Dolphins. Hell yeah. The defense really fucking stepped their game up for this. It was awesome. And, I'm just going to say I'm going to enjoy that 0 in the loss column for as long as I can, because we are probably going to lose this week, which will sadden me. We're not going to have another undefeated season, guys.
Ridley, you are such a homer. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally a
As I
homer.
understand
Living
it,
in Wales!
as I understand it, every time, even if it is the Dolphins, every time a team gets knocked gets knocked out of contention for a perfect season, the people who are still left from the original 1972
Yeah, they
Dolphins
bust out the
team,
champagne.
they basically like get together and clink a glass of like
Yeah,
wine
dude,
or
the
champagne and
champagne.
like
Have you never
celebrate.
heard that? Yeah, you never heard. Oh, dude, it's the most fucking up your own ass attitude. The moment there's no undefeated teams left, they get together and drink champagne. Because they're still the only people in history that had an undefeated season. Because today, to get an undefeated season, you need to be undefeated in preseason, season, postseason, and Super Bowl. You need to go. No, you
You
need to
only
go
need no,
19 and 0.
the preseason doesn't matter.
Oh, preseason does
You
that.
only need to be undefeated during the regular season and during the playoffs to get it.
And the Super Bowl counts as one as well. Because remember, like
Yes, yes.
yeah, because
Basically the and the closest and Patriots came the
yeah,
closest.
Patriots came the closest, but like you would have to go 19 and 0 to beat the Dolphins past record, and I'm sure they were biting their nails when the Patriots were like 18 and 0 and the Super Bowl came along, but they managed to pop another bottle of champagne that year thanks to the Giants, and they've been popping champagne ever since. That is the one thing I get sick of, is hearing about the fucking champagne. Like, that's the one thing as a Dolphins fan that pisses me off so much.
I will say that I will say definitely after these first 2 weeks, no one can underestimate these Dolphins and get away with it.
Nope. Nope. They've been underestimated for 2 weeks straight, and they're fucking 2 and 0. Nobody can underestimate them. Like, people thought they couldn't get it done against the Browns, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Seriously. Moving on to because I could talk about the Dolphins all day. Moving on to the Tennessee Titans facing off against the Houston Texans. This game was fucking close. This went into
I don't understand where Texans. What the fuck is going on with their defense? You have J.J. Watt, but apparently you don't have much else. How do you? What is wrong with their defense? You need to fix it if you're letting the fucking Titans score 24 points.
This game was a strange one.
You need some serious patchwork on that thing.
This game was a strange one. It went into overtime, I believe, and final touchdown by the Texans. That was a weird game. Like, it was like they were still giving results for it in the Broncos-Giants game because it was still.
By the way, the weirdest thing happened before overtime, and someone basically made the argument. They basically they think like the defensive timeout should go away as far as like icing the kicker, because they had like nearly, I think, all their timeouts, and they spent every last one of them continuously calling timeouts to make Texans kicker re-kick the ball.
Well, that's bullshit. Yeah, that is fucking BS.
I mean, like, okay, what if anything? I guess icing the kicker. Okay, it makes if you're gonna do it,
You pay these guys to kick.
what you should do, what the rules should be, like if they're going to allow it, the rule should be you have to call the timeout way before they actually even kick the ball. And secondly, they should only be able to do it once.
Yeah, they should only be able to do it once. Icing the kick has always been a dumb fucking rule, but it's gonna stay. And to be honest, you are paid as a kicker to make field goals. So, if you have to take it again, you take it again. And you fucking make it. That's just
But
how...
yeah, they
Because, I'm sorry, right?
What was stupid about it is they kept doing it even after like even during kicks where he missed.
Yeah, like, the thing is, also, though, the guy taking field goals, people will rarely remember that guy's name unless he misses a field goal. That's when people remember that guy's name, the guy who kicked.
Well, they do remember kickers that are also really like just phenomenal at kicking field goals that are just like fucking clutch.
It's either the dude that was really good at it or the dude that shanked it and fucked up.
Well, yeah, I can tell you, Gary Anderson is both famous and infamous at the same time in Minnesota because for our 15-1 season, he went perfect the entire season, and then
fucked up at the last second.
And then in the NFC Championship game against the Falcons, he missed the game winner field goal.
Yep. Oh, I love it. I love the misery of the Vikings. I really do. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck you.
It's great. That was the closest they got to a Super Bowl, and they couldn't get...
Why do you like our misery?
It's just hilarious.
Because it's really funny.
It's hilarious. Like Vikings, that's the one.
I'm the kind of guy that feels bad for places where teams have never won a Super Bowl or even sniffed the Super Bowl. Like
but then
they haven't even been there.
Then there's the case of the Bills that went like 5 times in a row and couldn't get the job done. At that point, you just need to laugh. At that fucking point, when you're there 5 times in a row and you haven't fucking won one Super Bowl, your team fucking sucks. Okay. We go now to the team that Nathan loves so much, the Washington Redskins, take on the Green Bay Packers. The racist Redskins lost 20-38.
Yeah, Dan Snyder, the guy who basically the owner who refuses to change the name, but there's a lot of media pressure saying that a name change could be coming. Finally.
About fucking time.
Welcome, the Washington Africans.
I get you guys.
Welcome, the Washington niggas. Yeah.
I totally get you guys' point. But, like, it was dubbed the Redskins when it was racist to be called the Redskins anyway. They only did it because they were...
It was still okay. It was still okay then to say it, but it doesn't mean that it's okay to say it now.
Well, they originally called themselves that because they were in the same place as the Red Sox, and the name just stuck when they went to Washington. That's the reason they called themselves the Redskins.
I mean, they should still be called it.
Are you sure about that? Because
that's their origin. They originated in Boston. They were originally called like the Boston Braves, the same as their
Boston Braves was a baseball team.
They called themselves the Boston Braves after the baseball team. Then they moved to the same stadium that was being used by the Red Sox, so they called themselves the Redskins. And then at some point,
you are right. They were the Boston. That's weird.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird to have a football team named the same. I don't know. It's seems kind of strange to me to have the football team the same name as the same name as the baseball team. At least in the professional league sense, it's not I mean, I get it's not, of course, colleges they have multiple sports there, so they keep the name. So that makes sense. But it just like I've never heard of professional teams calling like
By the
having
way,
the
you
same
can call my state.
name, having the same team name across two different sports.
I was gonna
Okay,
say you can
Sally?
call my state the state with the least threatening team names because all the team names I remember. Like, want to know what the name of the high school my sister went to's state team? I mean, their basketball team. We were
Yeah,
called
sure.
we were called the Pelicans. You know.
The Pelicans!
Yes,
Let's go,
we were the
Pelicans!
fucking Pelicans.
Hey,
Oh.
pelicans are majestic animals.
They are majestic animals, but I mean, I totally get why you'd want to change the name. It's like, they've been the Redskins for, like, fucking ever. It's like, why are people getting so PC about this now, of all fucking years? You couldn't have done this in the 60s when people were fighting for this shit? You couldn't have done it in the 70s or the 80s? No. We're gonna fight to change the Redskins name in 2013. Great political progression there, ladies and gentlemen. That's
Totally
my...
in time.
Yeah, you've totally done it in
Well, you know
time.
what it is. People don't make an issue out of it until it becomes a story. Even though they should have. It's.
It's just ridiculous. Like, you're making a big deal out of it fucking now, of all fucking times and years and places. It's like, seriously. When you were fighting for people's rights, no, those Native Americans can go fuck themselves. But 2013, when there's practically none of them left, now is the time. Now is the time to be fighting for the Native. Okay. Good job.
Let's not put the red man down.
Yeah.
We should kind of move on and actually talk about the game.
Robert Griffin III fucked up, is the general consensus for this game. And again, you wouldn't think of it with his passing stats, but he fucked up.
Yeah, right now it's like basically like what seems to happen. What seemed to be happening in these first two games he's been having. He doesn't for like the first half or so. He just looks he looks really bad, and then he finally starts to figure himself out and start making passes. But the problem is by then it's a bit too late.
Yeah, it's way.
And the other problem is the Redskins apparently don't have much of a defense
to
help them out.
No, they do not whatsoever. Redskins needs to get their shit together. Whatever slump RG3 is in, he needs to get out of it pronto.
They're actually saying if some people who are really good about picking stuff up like this they've like watched the way he throws the ball very closely, and like the way he's throwing it, it's not his normal throwing motion. Like you can tell that that his leg is still not 100%, even though that's what he and other people claimed up and down was the case. Apparently, that was false. Yeah, he's not 100%.
Then that's not on him then.
Favoring that leg.
That is not on him then. That is on the coaching staff and the medical team. That's on the fucking owners to like.
Well, he might be
they
John
should have brought you
Cena.
to
No, I'm
practice, and
okay.
they
I'm
should have
okay.
checked.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I mean, usually a player tends to know himself and like know how good his body is feeling.
Yeah, but still, at some point, if a GM or a coach thinks, no, dude, you need to relax that fucking thing. You need to like get it bandaged up or something. Like, have a doctor check it out at least, and like have a fucking look at it. Dude's gonna have to fucking do that. It's on the coaching staff.
It's still. I think he's favoring it, but that's at the same time that people have like argued that they're a bit too scared. They're way too scared to let him run spread option run plays. And I mean, he obviously his leg is good enough to play, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't have even put him out there. And he's been taking hits, so and getting up just fine. So that's not really an issue. So
Teams are just too scared to do.
They are scared to death to let him do. They seem to be like way too tentative to let him do what he does best.
Yeah.
Like what made him such a what made him good last year. What made him such a dangerous running back. They need to let him run some spread option. I mean, probably I wouldn't like be against them limiting it, but they need to let him do it because once he gets the confidence in doing that, I think you might actually see some improvement. And is if you let him start running.
Mm. We'll move on then to just why the fuck did this game happen? The Cleveland Browns travel to the Baltimore Ravens and lose 6 points to 14.
Wow.
How does the Ravens only get 14 points against the Browns, which, as far as I know, how does the Browns suddenly have a defense?
My question is, are the Browns going to win a game this season?
If they had a game that close, maybe.
Because even when they're playing a team that's not having a good day, they lose. I don't think they win a game this season, guys. It's early to predict that, but we could possibly see an 0-16 team this season. It'll be hilarious if we do. And it'll be even more hilarious if it's the Browns. But I got nothing to say about this game. Ravens, WTF. Browns, good luck getting a win. Let's move on. The Battle of the Bad. The Carolina Panthers traveled to the Buffalo Bills.
Like that name.
To the Buffalo Bills and lost 23-24.
Wow, this game was close. I don't. That just amazed me, kind of. I mean,
That's
I
another
guess
one.
It shouldn't. But I just didn't. I didn't think the Panthers had an offense capable, even against the Bills, to be able to score that many points.
I picked the Bills, so I'm fine with it. We'll move on because I don't give.
But EJ Manuel is actually turning out to be fairly decent.
Good for him. I don't care. Didn't watch the game.
But I just.
Honestly.
Oh, there is one thing I want to comment about this. There was a clip on TV. Apparently, the radio announcer for the Bills went just completely off the rails, ridiculously funny when the Bills won. He was like, "The fucking Bills win! EJ Manuel fucking did it!" He's like, "I'm not kidding you."
What, he actually saying fuck and everything?
Yes.
Oh my, that's that guy. He must have been a die-hard Bills fan. Just tortured soul. This sad, lonely, pathetic human being. Just
Why can't the Bills just win one?
hoping, praying the Bills just win one fucking game that matters.
Have the Bills win one game.
Have the Bills win. Please. And then it happened and he just lost his shit. Oh, brilliant. We go on to another...
When the Bills win a game.
We go into another close game and more misery for the Vikings as they travel to the Bears and lose by 1 point. And it all came down to that final touchdown drive.
Yeah, if Leslie Frazier seems like he's yet another coach that's going to be cut. that we're gonna be shuffling out again. It's just like we can't seem to find a good permanent coach who can make good decisions. Because in this game, honestly, Leslie Frazier made at the end of this game. I just don't I just don't see how what Leslie Frazier's thinking was in this situation. Because the last drive before Chicago made its drive, we were I think it was like a 3rd and goal play.
Mm.
Frazier calls for the run, and we were a good distance away from the end zone.
Mm.
And I was like, why the and people were, and even the commentators are going like, why the fuck aren't you throwing for the end zone?
Mm.
Did they say fuck again?
No.
It's like, well, they didn't say that, but that's what I'm just saying. You know, let's just imagine they did swear. Let's imagine they did swear, but like, yeah, what the hell? Why aren't you Why aren't you throwing for the end zone and trying for a touchdown?
It's just some teams always have the mentality of run when you're in the end zone, dude. It's just they do, and like I don't know, they just do.
I mean, like it would have made sense if they were right up against the goal line, but they weren't. So why weren't they trying?
Team mentality, try and surprise them.
Yeah, and it's like Frazier, you are watching this defense, right? You do want you are seeing the same thing we are, that they aren't stopping anything. This team that Chicago is doing right now. Why aren't you going for the touchdown? You need a touchdown, or else they're going to win, which is what happened.
I've got a theory for how the Vikings get a new coach. Okay. So they build a resurrectinometron. They bring Vince Lombardi back from the dead. And they
Resurrectinometron?
Yeah, and they hire Vince Lombardi's resurrected corpse as their coach. That's what the Vikings are going to do to get a new coach. And they're going to put, like, Viking horns on, like, the zombie Lombardi and everything. It's going to be great.
Behold, our new coach, Odin.
And the other problem that I saw in this game is, like, the Vikings did manage to get 4 turnovers, but they only were able to take advantage of that once. They only got, I think, 7 points total off 4 turnovers because one of them happened to be a pick 6.
Mm.
And yeah, you need to be, if you're gonna create turnovers, you need to be taking advantage of it. You can't just like turn over the ball and then stall on your drives.
Well,
that does not help you.
Well, maybe the Vikings need angels in that end zone, like our next team, the Saints, who have angels in that end zone and won 16-14 against the Buccaneers.
No, they don't have angels in their end zone. They've just got Saints in their end zone, which is kind of shit because they're all old and haggard.
And all they do is sit around and have dinner.
Yeah.
Talk about how.
I mean, yes,
Centipede, will you please hurry up some more?
The Buccaneers don't have. The Buccaneers have have a pretty good defense, but this is the Saints. 16 points? And Breeze had a good day, 322 yards, but only 1 touchdown.
I think that means people just weren't
happening. What was happening here? Again, this is another case of a team that should either be scoring more or stomping the other team into the ground. In that other case, I don't think that you might not be able to stomp the Buccaneers into oblivion, but you should be. I'd say you could at least get 28. You should. The score to me should be like 28-14, not 16-14. What the fuck? The Saints, come on. Yeah. With that many passing yards, you should be having 3 touchdowns at least.
Okay. We'll move on to the misery that is the Detroit Lions losing to the Arizona Cardinals, 21-25. I got nothing to say about this.
I don't. And I picked. This is one of the picks that's like where I go, what the hell, Lions? Why did you make me lose this pick? What are you doing losing against the Cardinals? They suck.
I guess the Lions suck more, dude.
I said
don't
that
think
I
they
predicted.
do. I think they just, for some reason, they decided to shit the bed against the Cardinals.
They get what the fuck losses sometimes, where it's just like, how'd they lose to bad people? How'd they lose to those
It's
guys?
dude. Yeah, dude. It's like the Bears, where they'll just randomly shit the bed. Yeah, I got nothing for these. We'll go on to a team that could also, to be honest with you, go 0-16 the way it's been performing. The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to the Oakland Raiders and lose 19-9.
Well, it was
Jaguars.
better than like 6 or 3 last game, right?
No, they got 2 last game.
Oh, right, they got just a fucking safety.
Jaguars,
No idea how they managed to do that, but
Jaguars are bad, guys. Jaguars are really bad.
I would love to know what the kind of attendance they get at their games.
Let me tell you, Roxanne, their attendance is a big record of one giant tumbleweed. That's the
And that one guy from last week that goes there every week and throws up his hands, even though somehow not realizing his team sucks, and just not unable to understand that his team sucks, and unable to believe it.
I don't know. We'll move on.
And Chad Henne had a better day than the Oakland Raiders quarterback. 25-38, 2 of 41 with 1 touchdown, and against Pryor, who had 15-24 for 126, and still they couldn't win. In fact, the entirety of the Raiders' offense didn't score a single touchdown. Not one.
It was the defense, dude.
And they still lost.
It just shows you how bad the Jags are. Seriously, oh my god. Talking about bad losses. The Manning Bowl. That didn't go well for Eli.
Nope.
The Denver Broncos, 41. The
Denver
New
Broncos.
York Giants,
Denver
23.
You can't
Now
just
I'm
say
starting
Denver
to think-
Broncos. You have to go Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
For all that, like how Denver got 6 turnovers, and even though yes they're trying to focus on turnovers, maybe that was just maybe it was just because they were playing the Giants, because right now the Giants just are just a turnover machine. They're just
They have forgotten how to play football.
Eli might as well just not even be it seems to he seems to have a targeting problem or something. I don't know. It's like it just Eli Manning is got picked 4 times this game, and the final pick he was like, I understand they were trying really hard for a touchdown so they could possibly get back in the game, but you can't throw it up the way he was and like expect to not get picked.
I think Tom Coughlin may retire this year, and the Giants would be better. The Giants would be better off for it.
I think Tom Coughlin's gonna pass out from a heart attack or something.
The dude is
At
ridiculous.
this, or just have like just have a mental breakdown or like just
So
get so mad
is Tom
he
Coughlin
suffers
like
a seizure.
Is he like the Terry Funk of the Giants?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's the Terry Funk. He's ridiculously old. That's
How old is ridiculously old?
like he's the kind of old man you'd expect to come out and tell you to get off his lawn.
He's that old. Okay.
Yeah. This game,
'Cause
guys.
I thought old for a sports team was like 30s.
Yeah, Tom Coughlin is 67.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's the coach. Okay.
Oh,
We're gonna-
I wanted to you asked me I could come back to this when I found it, and I just haven't gone around to talking about it. Yeah, Malcolm Floyd. They basically all they're saying right now is it's an injury. They don't a neck injury. They're not saying how severe it is, but he seems to at least be able to like. It's not been he doesn't seem to be paralyzed,
Oh, that's good.
which is good. But
Okay.
he still probably will be out for a while. They're not saying like they're not, they have there's no estimate there's been like no estimates for like how long he's going to be out.
I want to estimate how long it was for this game before 49ers fans were leaving the arena. San Francisco 49ers 3, Seattle Seahawks 29.
Well, I can tell you it wouldn't be long if they weren't wearing earplugs. Because in this game, Seattle actually broke the world the Seahawks stadium actually broke the Guinness World Record for loudest stadium.
That stadium, it affects people, dude. It gets to people, and it got to the 49ers because they could only get a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely having communication problems, but I don't think that was just it. I don't think that's all it was. It's something, for some reason, I don't know what, the Seahawks were just like playing so smash mouth from the get-go, I guess, that Colin Kaepernick immediately just started to become timid, scared, just like panicking. He just did not know what the fuck to do.
I don't want to go to school today. I don't want to be the quarterback.
Also, this game had like a huge rain like delay because of lightning.
Don't these arenas have like roofs you can close now in case of that shit?
This one doesn't. No.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think a lot of, as far as I know, most football stadiums are actually open stadiums. They don't have.
I thought most.
I mean, football can be played in the rain.
Yeah.
It's just that they shut things down if there's lightning for safety.
That makes sense. Speaking of safety, the Steelers may have wanted to get some extra safety for their team because they lost against the Bungles 10-20.
It's starting to look like this season, and this season's kind of over for the Steelers now.
I hope so.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier.
Not be happier. Fuck
You
Ben
have
Roethlisberger.
you're finally getting karma. You're finally getting maybe some karmic justice because you have Ben Roethlisberger, the rapist, on your team.
Yeah. I hope this is Ben Roethlisberger's last. Oh, it'd be so great if this is his last year. Oh, have him go out.
He seemed to have an okay game. Let me check his stats real quick. I mean, why is it not opening? Come on, there we go. Yeah, 21 of 33. Oh, yikes! His completion percentage is way down. Like in the past two, yeah. In fact, his percentage completion against Cincinnati is worse than it was in Tennessee. His percentage 54.1. That is not good.
No.
So his passes are coin flips.
Yeah, essentially. Big Ben's not going to be around for much longer, guys, and that's glorious. That's absolutely glorious.
And they had no running game at all to help him. They apparently have no running game at all to help him like get a rest
Well, you know what? No, I don't give a damn. Fuck that
or help him out
organization.
at eighth.
Fuck that
They're
organization.
getting no help from their running game at all.
Dude, fuck that organization. They've got a fucking rapist on that team. Fuck them. I lost all respect for the Steelers with the whole fucking Roethlisberger thing. I mean, they were
They lost respect for me as well as for having James Harrison on their team, who is now on the Bengals, and the guy who as far as I've seen, has been a dirty player, and also has at one point come out saying I play to hurt people, and he said in that way of not meaning no, I'm just trying to I want to hurt you in the sense of intimidation, like I'm hurting you as you're going to I'm trying to make sure when I hit you it hurts. That's fine. That's the way you're supposed to play. I have no issue with that. But he said it in that kind of way. It was pretty clear that he was saying in the sense of I'm trying to hurt you so bad that you don't come back in.
Mm.
You know.
We'll move on to our picks for week 3. We start off with...
I didn't make picks last week, so yeah.
Oh,
I
fuck
forgot
you.
to.
Well, we got KC facing the Philly Eagles.
Yeah, while the Eagles may not have a defense, KC doesn't really have much of an offense considering if even against Dallas they won, but 17 points. I just don't see. I don't see how that's going to be good enough to win this.
Yeah,
I don't see their offense being good enough to beat them.
Yeah, I've got Eagles. Ellie, you got Eagles?
I
Especially
don't think they can
considering
shit the bed twice in a row since they are a competent enough team.
Yeah, and especially considering that Eagles have that really fast,
Especially
fast
I think after the
offense
Chargers beat them, I think
that they do score a lot of points.
Mm.
they can run and gun really well. It's just for some reason Chargers outplayed them last game, so I think they could win against the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was weird. We go to the Houston Texans taking on the Ravens, and I'm picking the Texans.
Well, I like the Ravens. I think the Texans are just very fucking good. So
This is kind of, I think, a hard pick for me if I remember correctly, because the Texans don't have much of a defense, but then the Ravens don't really either.
No, the Ravens' defense is falling apart.
And I think and although the Ravens do have a decent offense, it's still missing a lot of the components it used to have. So, and I think Texans have a bit of a better offense here. This could end up being a shootout, and I think the Texans will win this one though. Still, I think they'll pull ahead.
Yeah, yeah, Texans win. I don't see the Ravens winning this one.
The Ravens?
The Ravens.
The Ravens.
The
Whatever Stu
Ravens.
Wilkes calls them.
The Ravens. Green Bay
I know
Packers.
he didn't win this one.
Fuck off. Green Bay Packers versus Cincinnati Bengals. I've got the Packers.
Packer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Bengals are a pretty good team, and but Packers are just kind of better built, a better built team overall, and they have obviously a way better quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. I'm like you. It's almost like unfair for a lot of teams at Green Bay for a lot of teams that go against Packers because they just no matter how good their quarterback is, you're going against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you're going against Aaron Rodgers. You're pretty fucked if you're the Bengals, which you are. So yeah, Packers win. St. Louis Rams taking on the Cowboys. I've got the Rams winning this.
That's it. That's interesting. I'm picking the Rams too, and I actually had a interesting justification for my reasoning. Is I basically took what both teams did points last week, and basically the Rams had more points than the Cowboys. Therefore, they will win this.
Ellie, what do you think?
Can I just go with the Rams because I don't like Tony Romo?
That's totally cool. You can do it. I don't like this guy pick.
Yeah, right. People are kind of. It seems like people are picking more towards the Cowboys, but yeah, I think the Rams could pull. Could kind of. I don't know if this would be an upset, but I think that they could have a chance.
It's against.
I think they have more of a chance. I think they have more of a chance than people are think.
Yeah, totally. We go to a game where I sadly think the O is going to go because the Falcons are taking on the Dolphins, and I think the Falcons are going to win.
But you're still picking the Dolphins, right? Because they're your team.
This is another really hard game for me to pick. Now that I think about it, because the Falcons, like the last game showed that the Falcons seem to be missing their defense last week, and Dolphins, while they do get a decent amount of points scored on them, they seem to have at least a defense that can pressure, create pressure and create sacks, and there is a chance the Dolphins could win this. I'm actually seriously tempted to pick the Dolphins to win this.
Nathan, although they are my favorite.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm picking the Dolphins.
Yeah. Nathan, although
that's gonna be my other weird pick of the week.
Although they are my favorite team, it's not a case of like I'd pick them every week because they're my favorite. If like I think they're gonna lose, I'll say I think they're gonna lose. I will admit, I think they're gonna lose. If I think they're gonna win, I'll pick them. If I think they're gonna lose, I'm not gonna pick them. And Roxanne, I'm glad you picked them. I hope you don't change your pick and I hope they do win, and it gives you some points. But
Are you really? Do you really want me to win points, considering that I'm leading all of you?
I'm just
Don't
saying,
you want me to
I'm just saying, if my favorite team gives you points, just remember who to thank. I'm gonna stick with the Falcons, but I reserve my right to change my pick. Ali.
I was just gonna say, since it seems
might
like
be a close game.
a lot of the bigger teams are fucking up. I actually wanted the Dolphins earlier.
Yay!
Because like the Dolphins, while they're only okay, they're kind of consistent in their okayness. And honestly, I think that the Falcons are going to fuck something up.
It's possible, but I don't see it happening. I don't. Well, actually, they all go into Miami. Yeah, I reserve my right to change the pick on that one.
Trying to be a giant
Yeah. We go on to the Cleveland Browns taking on the Vikings, and I say the Vikings pick up their first win in the season. If they lose against the Browns, there's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns are all around bad, and I think the Vikings should be able to take advantage of them. If they cannot beat the Browns, then wow, their season is gonna go. It is going south really fast in a hurry. I mean, I predict Peterson to break out of this rut that he's been having and rush the hell all over the Browns. And I think that also the defense could probably have a good day and shut down Joss Whedon and get some sacks.
What about you, Ali?
Well, I believe, and I have the right to my own opinion, that all this time the Cleveland Browns have been holding back, and now they will show their true might. So I'm going for the Browns.
Dude, you know if they win this, all the people in Cleveland are going to be touting like Super Bowl champs. Super Bowl.
I was trying to bullshit, but I laughed and I ruined it. So I think
there is times that the Cleveland Browns do win when they shouldn't. They are one of those teams that generally are bad, but then suddenly they go against his team that they have no business beating, and the other team just plays down to their level and then lets them win.
Just so I know, were you being serious about the Browns or joking?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Who the fuck would go with the Browns unless you were fighting the Jaguars or something?
This is a good point.
By the way, I said Jaguars, not Jaguars or Jaguars. Jaguars.
Jaguars. Okay. Fair enough.
It's my
Bill. One I'm not sure to pick on: the Bills versus the Jets.
Dude, it's the Jets. They may have a decent defense, but they don't have exactly much of an offense. And the Bills are coming off a really hot win, and they seem to me. I think the Bills are the better team in this case. Even this is a battle of bad teams. I think the Bills are better, and I think they can win.
So you pick the Bills?
Yeah, I'm picking the Bills.
Ali?
Yes, I'll pick the Bills.
I'm picking the Jets. I'm going against the.
Any reason why you're picking the Jets? Any reason why you're picking the Jets?
One, I'm going against the grain. Two, this isn't them facing the Patriots. This is them facing the fucking Bills. Geno Smith is better than E.J. Manuel as a quarterback. The guy can run. Okay. The Jets' defense can stop the Bills' offense. It can run all over that offense. And it probably is going to. So I'm going to go with the Jets. It's going to be a defensive win. The offense isn't probably going to get much shit done. And there's probably going to be like an intercept, like a pick six or something like that bullshit that makes them win.
You know what? I think you're right. I do think I'm starting to think you're right. That even though it seems that the Jets should seem like the worst team, I don't think in this case they are. I mean, the Bills may have a good offense, but the Jets have that stout defense that makes that probably doesn't make. I think that's the one thing the Jets have that people underestimate. That makes them underestimate the Jets. Yeah, it was like, oh, the Jets, they suck, and then they run into that defense like, oh shit.
Yeah, I got the Jets, and probably.
I'm gonna change my pick to the Jets. I think you're onto something here.
Okay, don't blame me if you lose. just notifying you that. Just notifying you that. The Bucks versus the Patriots.
Come on.
The Buccaneers, like I said, have kind of an underrated defense, but this is the Patriots.
Yeah,
And
but
yeah,
Patriots are like.
I just don't think.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, you have coach. You have a coach that's one of the best in the game. I just don't see why he would. They made a obviously they made some kind of mistake last week, whether it was not practicing or whatever that was specifically. I just don't think it. I think isn't it Belichick? I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Bill Belichick.
I thought. Yeah, I don't see him not like working in practice to correct to start helping correct the problems that they have on their in their offense and figuring out to get it to click again.
Ali, I assume you have the Patriots.
Yeah. Why would I not?
I am picking the Buccaneers.
Risky.
Ooh, we got a man of
I hope it pays off for you.
I'm basically telling you
better
this.
hope it pays off for you. You better hope that pays off for you.
I'm basically telling you guys this right now. I'm picking against the Patriots every week until they lose. This team is too lazy. This team is too overconfident. This team needs a fucking reality check. This team.
I will say that, yeah, I will say that it does seem that they need a little bit of a kick in the ass, but I just don't.
Honestly,
I don't.
this will be the hardest fought fucking game because they're just half-assing it so much.
I do see the Buccaneers. I don't see the Buccaneers being that team to do it, and plus the Patriots are.
I'll give them this. It will be a higher scoring game than last time. Not for like both sides. But they're still going to win like 3.
I will admit, guys, I did have that noted down as my insane pick of the week. So just so you know, that is my insane pick of the week. We go on to a not so insane pick of the week: the Cardinals versus the Saints. And of course, there's going to be angels in that outfield. I picked the Saints.
Yeah, I'm picking the Saints too. I think that one touchdown that Breeze had was a bit just something was off that day, and for some reason he couldn't reach the end zone. I just don't see the Cardinals being. This is the Cardinals. They don't have an end. I don't think they have really much of an end zone defense. So, yeah, the Saints are going to get.
Okay. Um, Chargers versus Titans.
Oh
This
God.
is a weird.
Oh God.
I mean, the Titans did did score a lot of points and almost beat the Texans, but the Chargers just came off a really close and hot win against the Eagles, and they're looking kind of hot. Titans don't. Titans probably have as bad, if not worse, defense than the Eagles. I think the
Rock
Chargers.
10.
I think the Chargers will can win this, but it might be close.
Rock 10, that's pretty gay. They're looking kind of hot.
I pick the Chargers as
They're
well.
looking kind of hot this week. Look at that
I
abs.
pick the Chargers.
Look at that.
Would you pick, Ali?
I think that somehow the Chargers will outsuck the Titans because I think the Titans suck.
So,
We go on.
so you're picking
Since
the
we're using-
Titans?
Since we're using gay terms, they will outsuck. They will suck less cock.
No, he's
and-
saying the Chargers will win.
I thought it sounded like you're saying the Titans will win.
No, he's saying the Chargers.
Oh.
Detroit Lions versus Washington Redskins.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm starting to lose faith in the Redskins.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the Lions, Ali.
True. You think?
Well, here's the thing. Matthew Stafford is a fairly decent quarterback. He has Calvin Johnson. They have Reggie Bush. Well, actually, I think he got injured again. But yeah, RG3 still hasn't figured it out, and the Redskins' defense is seemingly non-existent. If that defense is as bad as it's been the past 2 weeks, Stafford could just throw it to Calvin Johnson all day long.
I've got the Redskins.
I'm picking the Lions.
Ali?
I guess I'll do Redskins since Lions are really inconsistent. Their wins are coin flips. Again.
Plus, Redskins are at home, so...
Come back, hopefully.
And I mean, and if they do lose, at least I'll be happy with the image of Rob sadly weeping into a beer glass.
Southern hospitality.
The New York Giants travel to the Carolina Panthers, and I've got them booked to win. The Giants, by the way.
This is probably going to be my insane, crazy pick of the week because I'm actually picking the Panthers to win this. And my reasoning is because the Panthers scored more points than the Giants last week. And also, I have another pretty good reason, is that the Giants are still committing way too many turnovers, and I think the Panthers could take advantage of that. I mean, it's not hard to take it. You don't need to be the greatest defense in the world if the other teams just turning the ball over. You'll be able to pick it up and do something.
Okay, dude, that's a risky pick. I think that's riskier than my Buccaneers pick. But okay, Ali, what are you picking?
What was the team the Panthers are facing?
Giants versus Panthers.
I think I might have to go with the Giants because I just can't believe in the Panthers.
Yep, it's just out of moral principles. Indianapolis Colts.
Faith, and that faith is in the Panthers.
Yep. Indianapolis Colts travel to the 49ers, and I think the 49ers are going to win it.
Yeah, even though the San Francisco defense is without players because 2 of them are suspended, one's out on injury. Colin Kaepernick is probably just kicking himself from that game last week, and he's looking at that Colts defense and going, it's time for me to get back in my groove, to get my groove back.
It's time for you to get your groove back again.
Oh, yeah.
Plus they're at home, but yeah, Ali.
Yeah.
My fucking
Just imagining a really good
pickup shut down. I have to like restart it. Hold on. Damn you, Pick'em.
Do you know which team you'd have preferred though, Colts or 49ers?
I still wanted 49ers to have an alright season because that never fucking happens. At least that was a football game.
The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to the Seattle Seahawks, and I say
the Jaguars travel to the Ultimate Noise Dome, and considering the Seahawks just destroyed the 49ers, we are going to see. I think we may see an even worse destruction here. We're going to see something biblical.
Like Jaguar scores.
I mean, the Jaguar. I think if there's a reason that the Jaguars go 0-16, it's because they had to face the Seahawks at home and just get massacred. They might have. You know what, Jaguars? Just lay down. Just don't even bother.
I think that somehow by playing they could score more points than they're scoring.
Because Jaguars, I think if you go out there and you actually try to play, you're gonna fucking die.
No, dude, they're gonna score more points.
Even if it's not necessarily a real death, you're gonna die like a slow mental decay death. You're gonna die a slow death of just like what of any semblance of confidence of anything your team had at all. Your team in this one game, your team's chances of doing anything for the rest of the season just got shot to hell.
So Rockton's picking the Seahawks. What about you, Ali? Okay, I'm writing down Ali's pick. No, I know you're going to pick the Seahawks. I pick the Seahawks.
Well, it's just... Honestly, if they didn't play, they would score more points than what they're scoring now. They would get, like, touchdowns on accident.
I honestly think this could be a shutout game. Jacksonville could literally score nothing.
Yeah, I see that happening.
Chicago Bears travel to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I say the Bears win.
Yeah, this Bears team looks amazingly good on the offense right now. You know something, Jake? It's now proof that everyone who has ever basically said, "Oh, Jay Cutler, he's not that good." You need to watch the Bears now because apparently all he needed was an offense who actually protects him, and they're protecting him so well that he's not been sacked once.
Wow.
Yeah, if you cannot get to Jay Cutler, he is going to throw all over you. Just about any quarterback will. If you get that good of protection, good things are going to happen.
Would What about when Rhett Bomar plays quarterback, which he has done a few times?
Dude, Red Bowman hasn't been relevant for like 3 years.
I know, but he's still he's known as Rhett Bomar.
Yeah, I picked the Bears. Martin, you picked the Bears?
Yep.
Ali, what do you pick? Go Bears.
Look, Bears.
CM Punk would be happy.
Go
Yeah,
Bears. Go Bears. Monday Night Football. The Oakland Raiders travel to the Denver Broncos.
More evidence of them trying to kill the brand of Monday Night Football. The Broncos face the Raiders.
Broncos are gonna.
Yeah.
Why is the Raiders Monday Night Football material?
The Broncos are going to crush the Raiders.
They're a better team than the Giants, but not that. I think they might be a better team than the Giants in slightly. I don't know.
Honestly,
it's kind of hard to tell.
Honestly, I could see this as like Peyton's last year of football. He takes the Broncos to a Super Bowl, then he walks off into the sunset.
And then they lose because he left during the fucking game.
Peyton is already on pace to like shatter records, like with what the season he's having. It's like insane. He's just like I said against like the like what happened against the Ravens. It's like he might as well he must have like a hidden cybernetic eye that has like a targeting device in it, so he just boop 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 locks in on his guy and then throws it.
Dude's a fucking machine, dude.
Well, yeah, he kind of is, considering all the neck surgeries he has. He probably is a somewhat machine. Not really, no.
just like Kurt Angle. Yay!
Oh,
the cyborg. That always gets me on TNA when it's on the cyborg. Say, really?
Kurt Angle is the Terminator. You heard it here.
Okay. So that was all our picks. So I'm Riddler saying.
This is Rockton saying, "Don't." I hope my Panthers pick turns out correct, even though that they're one of those curse of the cat teams.
Let's go Buccaneers.
Welcome. I was going to say, I'm Allie, and welcome to...
Welcome to...
welcome to...
Well, after you've all had a stroke.
Okay. Goodbye, folks.
Bye.
Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye. Goodbye.